What's up, fellow collectors? Welcome back. Today might be Master Toy Museum. I'll be a curator today. Guys, we're here on a Sunday evening down here in the museum, and we're back at it with our top favorite 100 collectibles in my museum, in my collection. Like, these are the figures that I would, under no circumstance, if I had to choose 100, these are the ones I would absolutely keep. If I had to give anything away or lose anything, these are the ones that are near and dear to me. And that's very difficult. It was a very difficult process, guys. We would like to thank Lady Pop Hunter for really creating these episodes, because it was Lady Pop Hunter who gave me a challenge months and months ago to come up with my top 10 favorite collectibles in my museum. And that proved to be practically impossible. And here we are. So I said, why not select 100? And I had to work my way down from that as well. So these are some of these are the figures that I could be at work, I could be doing something, I could be having a tough day, and these are some of the figures that I'll just think about. Figures that I can't wait to get home and get to my museum, go into my collection, and look at these figures. That's how special they are. That's what they mean to me. Some of these figures are, modern. They're not vintage. They're not anything like that, but they're special to me. And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. So I picked out another 10. I was able to get pretty much all of them for the first time. This is our episode 3. I was pretty much able to get all of them on the stage. I'm missing one that I'll have to bring in a little bit later. But we'll start with my Universal Monsters. I believe this is the Son of Dracula. Yes, the Son of Dracula. And this was a gift from the legendary Ray Castile, right from his very own collection. This was a gift that he gifted to me in the museum. These came out, I want to say back in the 90s, the late 1990s. Let me get a year for you. I can spin this around. Yeah, 1998. 1998. But these guys are becoming a little bit more difficult to find now, especially mint in packaging. This is a cylinder. Back when Hasbro was making these in cylinders. But this particular figure has it all. I'm a huge Dracula fan, a Lon Chaney Jr. fan, and that's who this figure's likeness is manufactured after. Lon Chaney Jr. You can see him on the side here. The Son of Dracula. Beautiful outfit, cape, everything. I love the head sculpt. You can see where they put the teeth there. Does he look scary? No, he doesn't look scary. But the charm of this figure and who this figure came from, who gifted it to me, means a lot to me. I consider Ray Castile a dear friend of mine. Check his Ray's YouTube channel out. It's Ray Castile's Basement of Horrors. A fun channel devoted to monsters and ghouls. You name it, anything that's going to keep you up at night and scare the living daylights out of you. Ray has it as a collectible. And this is just an exquisite example of one of those. But this is a gift, and I absolutely love it. So we started off with this one first. I'll put him back in here. Next, we're gonna move on to my World's Greatest Super Knights. That was created by the Mego back in the 1970s and remade by Classic TV Toys and Figures Toy Company. So I purchased these, I want to say I purchased these back in 2017 from the Classic TV, their website. Yeah, classictv.com, yeah. And we're looking at Ivanhoe here. These figures were, I didn't have these figures back in the, in the 1970s. Let's bring them in here. I didn't have these figures back in the 1970s. To be honest with you, I didn't realize that they existed. I didn't know they existed until, decades later. Once I started doing research on Mego and all the figures that I didn't have as a kid. The Super Knights, I just thought was absolutely fantastic. And Figures Toy Company did a fantastic job, I think, at recreating these figures, the molds and everything, the tooling, everything was pretty much right on target. I don't know if I don't think you can get these off of Classic TV Toys or Figures Toy Company anymore. I don't think the vintage ones sell for that much. I'm not sure. If somebody has that information, let me know. But having just the reproductions are fine with me. I'm an M.I.B collector, so it doesn't really bother me too much that they're not vintage. Sir Lancelot, let's bring this guy front and center, is my absolute favorite of the three. I have all of the knights, King Arthur and the rest of those guys, but these are the three favorite ones. So this is number 3 here we're doing here for the video. So number 3 would be Sir Lancelot. The armor, the white armor, the head sculpt. Everything. The boots, you name it, the shield, the sword. Sir Lancelot, he was my favorite. The movie Excalibur, he was always my favorite. The best fighter out of all of King Arthur's knights. And I just love, like I said, every little detail about this figure. So I was really happy to get that and add it to my collection. All of them, actually. But Sir Lancelot, like I said, he's the big dog of the crew as far as I'm concerned. So I had to have him. And number 4 here, Sir Galahad. Sir Galahad. The theme with these guys is the fact that they just have fantastic armor. I love that Mego and Figures Toy Company did the reproduction of these figures, but Mego made these guys first. But these guys came with a ton of detailed accessories and equipment. The shield, the sword, the helmet, the detailed, highly detailed armor for an 8-inch action figure. I don't know what these figures sold for back in the 1970s. Couldn't have been that much, a couple dollars or something. But you were getting a lot of bang for your buck. I wish my parents, I really do, I wish my parents got these guys for me back in the day. They didn't know about them. Do you have any of these guys? Let us know in the comment section right underneath this video. Just having some fun here. Let's set this guy to the side over here. This guy, I want to get a little closer in because I want to, let me see here. I had to move some stuff around real quick. So I want to bring my robot front and center. See if I can slide him in here. He's holding up my Long Ranger back here, so I don't want to upset the apple cart. But we can get it a little closer here. This is my Trendmasters Lost in Space B9 robot from 1997. 1997. You can see he's still perfectly preserved in his box. Now, this is not the original one I bought back in 1997. I found this at the my local exchange, toy and game exchange, just sitting on a shelf, perfectly preserved. I mean, he is cherry mint by every, stretch of the definition. He's perfect. Literally, and this is the only way I would have purchased him. The way I saw him at Toys R Us back in 1997. I gave this toy away back in 1997 because I was so into G.I. Joe at the time. I gave it to one of my family friends' kids. And later, after seeing this robot pop up a few times, kind of regretted it and said, man, I wish I still had it. And this is, I was a big fan of the Lost in Space, 1960s TV show. But the robot, to me, was the show stealer. He stole the show. I just thought the robot was so beautifully made, and the voice, everything. You could see he's got the try me lights and sounds. Now this is 1997, so I don't think he works anymore. 1997, you can still hear him. It's very low. One more time. Nah, he doesn't want to. See, you guys are got the last two sounds out of him. It comes and goes. And like I said, he's battery operated. He has a switch on in the back where he actually can move. His torso turns. His neck turns. Head turns. You name it. But this is a robot that, like I said, I'm constantly thinking about this robot. I keep him in my main section of my museum just for that fact, because I'm always, anything that I'm always thinking about is definitely going to be like my favorite. I just consider my favorite. So I constantly keep this guy nearby so I can see him. He's under a tarp. I keep I keep it covered because, as you can see, this is the way he retailed at stores, but there's no plastic shield there to protect him. So okay, so that was number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was number 6. Was my B19 robot. And this is a very easy one right here. This is my Adventure Team G.I. Joe Secret of the Mummy's Tomb. And this particular figure set comes chock full of, play value. Just fun items. He's got a shovel down here, his knife here, he's got his pistol, lifelike hair, lifelike beard, Got his hat, dog tags, rubies, and you name it, jewels. There's his whip. And what really was the awesome part about the selling point for this set for me was the mummy. You take the sarcophagus top off, and the mummy arms, his arm raises from the tomb. I wish it was made to scale with Joe, but it was still beautifully done. Great head sculpt here on the mummy. So I love everything about this set. I got this set from Walmart back in 2001. That's when this set came out. So this set I've had it over 20 years, and it remains one of my absolute favorite G.I. Joes in my collection. The mummy's arm reaches from the tomb. It's just beautiful. I think Hasbro really did it. It's extremely heavy too. I think Hasbro did a fantastic job on this. All right, we're moving along, guys. We're getting to Long Ranger, but I got one here. A couple this is number 8. A couple action figures. When I was a kid, my dad would bring these little mystery comics digests home, Ripley's Believe It or Not. And this particular book I actually had when I was a kid. Now, mind you, that was in the 1970s. So I had to track this back down decades later. But I was able to track this back down, this particular book, because it had so many fantastic stories in it. And I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to do this with one hand here. This one particular story in this book. The doppelganger. This is a bounty hunter, and he's running from his doppelganger. And I always thought that was this particular story stuck in my mind when I was a kid, and how scary it was. But that was the one story in there. There's a few more in there. But I keep this close by in the museum because, like I said, it's one of my absolute favorites. I can't do without. If I had to give all my books away, this is one of the few that I would keep. And it has just, the sentimental value is just at an all-time high for me. So I had to, I had to keep it. I had to find it, I should say, because it meant that much to me. And we're going to move some things around here so you can, let me see here. My Captain Action Long Ranger. Anybody knows me knows that I'm a huge Long Ranger fan. And my Captain Action Long Ranger figure is one of my all-time favorites. And it has a lot to do with the fact that Long Ranger's my favorite character. I grew up watching the Long Ranger with my auntie. And it's just, so this is just one, this is a more sentimental, just fantastic childhood memories of this particular character. And Playing Mantis remade this figure. And I think this for the late, this is late 1990s, 97, 98, somewhere around there. You can see he's got the mask on. It's a whole mask too that covers Captain Action's face, but just beautifully done. The outfit, the pistols, the rifle, the hat, everything. Just the outfit's just so beautiful, beautifully done. And now you see why it's so difficult for me to just have one favorite figure. It's tough. It really is. I love those guns. Holsters, I should say. There's the pistols right here. Just beautifully made. The box art, everything. Just screams, you know, play value, right? Super cool. Let's put him back over here. That's number 9. We'll bring in number 10 in a second, as soon as I can get this guy situated here. There we go. You know, everything is beautifully preserved. No, this is number 9, I believe. Yeah, this is number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is number 9. Getting crossed up on my numbers, guys. Number 9. Buck Rogers from Zyka Toys. I purchased this from Mego Meat from my good buddy Lonnie, aka Custom God. He had the Tiger Man too. I purchased both of them, but I'm a huge Buck Rogers fan. The late 1970s, early 1980s TV show. Buck Rogers in the 25th century. And Zyka Toys, they only made 2, the Tiger Man and Buck, and I thought that they did a fantastic job with Buck Rogers. Just an absolutely fantastic job with Buck Rogers. From the helmet to the head sculpt, to the extremely beautiful detail, every painstakingly detail in the outfit, the weapons, the outfit, you name it, even down to the shoes. But I had this, I saw this on Lonnie's table. He was selling some items, some custom items, and then he had these few items here from Zyka Toys, and I had to have it. And he gave me a great deal on it too. Do you have this guy? Do you remember this guy? Let us know in the comment section right underneath this video. But Buck Rogers, let's turn it around. The box is beautiful. Give you a blown out look at the box. And here were some of the, you know, Killer Kane. There's Tiger Man. Killer Kane. They never did Killer Kane. There's our Buck Rogers. There's the Draconian Guard. They never made him. And Hawk. I don't believe they never produced Hawk or any of these figures except for Tiger Man and Buck Rogers. And I really wish they would have. And as you can see, this is still sealed. Beautifully done. But it's one of my favorite ones. Another one that I look at constantly. And that's our number 9. And let's bring in 10. 10 is another non action figure. It's my DC Comics Metal Man comic book, and this is one that I remember once again. You know, it's issue number 52. I believe this is from 1978, 1977, 1977. 1977. We had when I was a kid, I lived in East Cleveland, Ohio, and we had a corner store in our neighborhood named Fred's Fred's Corner Store. The owner was named Fred. So we would walk there, we would get our little money from our parents to buy a comic book or some penny candy. Remember when penny candy actually cost a penny? You know, it's a juice box or something. This is the 1970s, mind you. So we walked there to the corner store, and this is one of the books that I purchased with my little money. And this is the Metal Man we're going against. The Brain Children. This is not the actual book. I purchased this book maybe a couple years ago. Maybe about a year ago. But this book and a few others really, stuck in my mind. And I just have really fond memories and just fantastic memories of my childhood. When I see this book and I think about it, reading it. I'm not going to open it. This is the one of the few books that I don't open. I think I opened it one time just to check it, just to become, reacquainted with it. And the memories just came rushing back. But it's in beautiful condition. It doesn't cost a ton. I think that's exactly what I paid for it, about $6 or $7 or something like that. Like I said, but it's from 1977. The artwork was beautiful, everything. And like I said, I remember eating my candy, my annihilators, my chocolate annihilators. They don't even make chocolate annihilators anymore. Drinking my little orange juice box and reading my Metal Man comic. 1977. Fun memories, guys. This is what my museum is all about. It's all about just fun, enjoyment, just reminiscing, good memories from my childhood. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is episode 3, so we have episode 4 coming for you. But stay tuned, guys. We have a lot more fun. You know the routine. God bless. Stay safe. And keep collecting.